Hi everyone, here are 10 plus Dollar Tree hacks you can use to organize your wall space. I'm using a shower caddy and then just attaching this clipboard that I got at Dollar Tree. And then I'm connecting 4 of this medium-sized wire baskets using zip ties, and then I'm just going to be connecting them, like creating a big square or rectangle, and then that's where I'm going to be hanging on the wall, and that's where I'm going to be putting my scissors and my other sharp items. So this is how it looks. I just placed some slotted trays, baskets on the shelves of the caddy. I placed also contact paper, kind of like a wallpaper, so that it's a backdrop, just to put some more depth and interest in that corner so that it's not boring. It's like a demarcation for this wall organizer. And then that clipboard there, you can put some messages to, like for example, any project that's due. And those slotted baskets that I used, that I got also at Dollar Tree, where I can use it to put my twines, my threads, and my ribbons. And on the top here, of course, I love this. It's kind of like a pegboard, and to protect or organize my scissors and any cutter, wire cutter, as well as my hole punchers that will fit there, and even my magnifying glass and my awl that I use for my crafting. I'm using this wire rectangular basket from Dollar Tree. This is the shallow one. And I'm also using some of the picture hooks that they also sell at Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to be choosing these 2 gold hooks, the smaller ones, not the big ones, because it's just going to be a simple, lightweight organizer. And this is where I place them. So what I'm going to be doing is just hang each corner or each end of that basket. And then I'm going to be adding necklaces. Actually, this time I'm going to be showing you my chokers, the heavy ones, and my daughter's thin necklaces, one on each side, so that you can see you can use this for bigger necklaces and smaller necklaces as well. Now, there are still other places there where you can hang necklaces on each of those grids, but I've decided to add my tassels and charms because I love collecting them for my journals, and I also hang tassels on my purses or bags. So I have a lot more, so I have spaces there. But if you want to use it for hoop earrings, I just don't wear hoop earrings. We just go for studs. That'll be perfect. I'm going to be using 2 cooling wire racks from Dollar Tree, as well as 3 pieces of these pen cup holders that you can also get at Dollar Tree. I'm going to be reusing these twist ties. These are from some wire packaging. However, you can also use small size zip ties if you have them. I'm going to be attaching my first pen cup holder at the center, right where that vertical line is, and using my twist tie, and if you want your zip ties, just insert it at that portion where there is a seam. It's better to position the seams at the back so that you will have a solid look at the front. So I am going to attach this first on this vertical wire at the center, that demarcation there. But before I do that, I will be applying some hot glue here at the center. And then I will be tying my twist tie onto that rack. And I will be reinforcing it also with E6000 because E6000 is tougher and it lasts longer than the hot glue. Hot glue, you can easily rip that off, but the E6000 or any commercial grade strong bond glue will do the work. Like super glue or gorilla glue would do the work as well. Now, if you want, you can tie 3 zip ties from the bottom, middle portion, and at the top. You probably wouldn't even need to use some glue on that one, but if you prefer to have a stronger hold, if you're putting something heavy, then reinforce it with E6000 or any strong bond glue. So on the second pen cup holder, I am going to be repeating the steps, but I am just trying to make sure that I have enough space for that and also for my third cup on the other side. I'm also making sure that I align all cups, and then I will connect the second and the third cups in the same manner that I connected the one at the middle or the first cup that I attached. And for the other one, I am going to be using this letter sorter or holder or organizer in the same finish as the pen cup holder. And they usually come out or become available at dollar stores during the back to school season at the home office or school supply section. So I'm just going to be applying hot glue first and then reinforce it with also E6000, making sure that they are aligned at the center in order for them to be stable. Again, if you want to use zip ties to reinforce further, you can do so. Just make sure that the zip ties are seamless or hidden at the back. And I just hung them on the wall using galvanized carpenter nails. So for the 3 pen cup holders, I use them to organize pencils and pens and even a calculator. And then the filing sorter that I have on the left, I use to sort files, folders, and notebooks as well as letters. And this can be placed right above the desk. I'll be making a memo or reminder board using these 2 identical wall art pieces. A small wired basket, some popsicle or crap sticks, and my hot glue gun, and a wired trash can also from Dollar Tree. First, I'm going to be removing the backing or inserts of one of the wall art frames. I'm not removing the fasteners because I'll be using them later. Next, I am going to be trimming off the wires. As much as possible, I'm saving the wires and removing the mouth opening and the bottom part of this trash can. As you can see, I am using a wire cutter, but later on I will show you also that you can use the sharp scissors from Dollar Tree, the green one that you can find at the kitchen or even the garden section. Here I'm cutting the seams where there is a thicker overlap, and I'm cutting at the center of that. Using my empty frame as my guide, I am folding to the correct size my wires. And then I am going to be cutting the piece that I am going to be using. Next, I am going to be trimming the piece that I'm going to be using as close as possible to the size of the frame, leaving enough material so that I'll be able to have enough for me to connect the two. And how I'm going to be connecting this is using the fasteners that I didn't remove from the frame. I'll just be inserting each fastener to the hole of the wires in a position where everything is covered, and then I will be folding the fasteners to keep the wire in place. And here's a close-up for our visually impaired viewers so that they can see. That's how I put them and fold them so that they can hold the wire together. Just using my fingers. I don't have any tools that I'm using, but be careful. If you want to wear gloves, please do so because those wires may be sharp. And then I'm going to be trimming the sides, anything that is showing or protruding, any excess. And then I am going to be hot gluing some areas like this one here at the corner, because there is no more fastener there. So each corners, I am putting some hot glue. I'm putting a generous amount, making sure that they don't ooze out to the front. It can be as ugly at the back, but as long as it's not showing up at the front, then I'm all good. And then here it is. Now I'm putting them together. I'm trying to decide how I'm gonna be able to use this. I can use it where it is vertical like this, or I can use it horizontally as well. And then I'm going to be connecting these two pieces together using hot glue. Now please also keep in mind, you can also use epoxy, E6000 or super glue so that you will have a stronger hold. Just connect the two bottom of the frames, and then I'm using my popsicle or craft sticks, applying hot glue to reinforce my connections. This way they will be stronger and they will not fold. And then for the back, I didn't move the hanging hardware, but you can do so. I have decided to just use the handle of the small basket that I showed you earlier, because this way it'll be looking much better and it's kind of high-endish. Just applying hot glue again. You can use E6000 for a stronger hold, but for me hot glue works just fine. And I just connected it this way. And I'm done. Now I'm going to be using my decorative paper clips. These ones I got from Michael's long time ago. They were like 50 cents on sale, a pack of 4. I like that each one has a theme of photography or a camera. This is how I'm going to be using the top part. I'm going to be using it as a memo or reminder board. I'm just using this dry erase marker that I can easily wipe off with a clean paper towel or a dry erase eraser. And here at the connection, because there was some glue oozing out, I used a grosgrain ribbon in a complementing color, black and white, to embellish. And I also embellished the top with some faux flowers there. And the small basket where I removed the handle, I used that to hook up to the wall, and it becomes like a catch-all for some of the memo cards, as well as my eraser and my marker. I love how this one turned out. Perfect for my command center. I'm going to be using this grill pan, and it already has some holes, so it's perfect for a pegboard. And I'm going to be painting this with an acrylic paint. I'm just going to thin it with some water using my crafter's paintbrush or artist paintbrush. I'm just going to be applying paint in one direction, adding paint as I go, because I'm trying to give it like a whitewash look. It doesn't have to be a perfect one. I want it to look like a little bit weathered, so that it's going to be in a farmhouse style. And I'm using this furniture scratch marker, this dark brown here. Got it also at Dollar Tree, and I am going to be painting or applying it onto the sides just to give it additional depth. And then once I'm done, I'm going to be gluing some nautical rope or jute, and then just apply hot glue to connect them, kind of framing it. And like I said, this is going to be in farmhouse style, so to add that would give it a bit more of a farmhouse or rustic look. And then I'm going to be cutting the end here using dowels that also came from Dollar Tree. They come 15 in a pack. You can also use the metal garden hooks that they sell at the garden section at the Dollar Tree. They come 2 in a pack. So I'm just going to measure this using my ruler, cutting it at the center, and then I will cut this at the center, and then I will have some pegs. And then I am going to be inserting them in some locations. I am going to be applying thick hot glue so that the hot glue will be acting like a stopper. Since the dowel is not that wide, it may get yanked off or fall through the holes, so that's why I applied thick amount of glue. Then you can reinforce this with E6000 as well, just to keep it intact. So I'm just gonna go ahead and insert the dowel with the glue into the hole before the glue dries up. And I'm doing it from the bottom or the back of the pan, because if you do it from the top, then it will take off the glue. So this is how it should look like. So just leave it like that for a bit, let it dry, and then you will have a peg. And I am stacking up the wooden utensils that I also got at Dollar Tree, and it's the perfect length. So it's strong enough to hold 2 or 3 or probably even 4 because it's long. Now I'm gonna put one more at the center and then probably another one at the very end so that I can hang a couple more items. And just to repeat the procedure again so you can see how I'm doing this, just holding it until it dries, and then I'm applying the third dowel, aka peg. Now I am going to be adding some more jute. First I'm going to be tying a knot on each side so that I can add a little bit more of a decoration here. And then I'm going to be hot gluing each knot on the corners on the front, and that'll be where I'm going to be hanging from. This will be somewhere that can hold it. So apply a generous amount of glue so that it doesn't get yanked off easily, or again add E6000 for more stronger hold. So here it is, it's done. And let me just show you, you can add real or faux plants that you want to kind of like air dry. So I'm using this faux plant that looks so real that I also got at Dollar Tree, and then I'm hanging it on one of the pegs. So it'll make it look like I am air drying some real plants. So again, you can use real plants if you want to. So I just tied some twines here and then hang it on the center peg. So you can use 3 plants, but I decided to use the wooden utensils just to make it more like a kitchen decor that I can hang in my kitchen. Put more pegs, put different types of threads, and you can put it in your sewing room or your craft room. You can put different types of ribbons in each peg. You will need this cookie sheet or baking tray from Dollar Tree. To embellish the pan, you have a few choices. Choice of washi, ribbons. If you want to give a rustic look, you can use also burlap. So it depends on your style. Duct tape, just like this one. But I like this design a lot, so I'll be using this. Start decorating the edges. I want to cover also this portion here, not just the top, okay? I want to cover this portion here too, because as much as possible you want to mask that it's a baking tray or a cookie tray. I want to really enhance the look. So what I'm doing here is cutting it the corners, and then you fold it here of the pan, and then you fold it like this. So that's the beauty of using a masking tape that's decorative, or even the duct tape, is because it's wide enough that you can maneuver, and then you can fold it here like that, because the side is also going to show when you hang it. I'm just going to cover it. Now it doesn't matter if the back is not even like this one, because it's not going to show. It's going to be butted against the wall. Okay, so that's it. Yep. So just do it all the way around. So I'll fast motion on this one. And then just remove the air. There you go. If you want to double up, that's fine too. I think I'm happy with this. I'm satisfied. Create some kind of a way for me to hang it. I am just cutting 3/4 of a yard here because I'm gonna be hanging it high on the wall. Let me just get my glue gun. So far so good. So what I'm really using is this one, this list pad. It is magnetic and I got it from the Dollar Tree. I like it because of the color, and of course I like coffee. It says here it's coffee o'clock. And then of course this one here, you know, that I got from Dollar Tree as well. It has assorted binder clips, and I've had this magnets that I've purchased a long time ago. So yeah, so when I hang it on the wall, as you can see, this is magnetized, and I can hang it either directly onto a hook, command hook I would suggest, because it will not ruin the wall. You can always remove it and reposition somewhere if you want to hang it directly onto the wall, or if you have a picture hook, that'll work too. If you live in a dorm or in an apartment and you cannot really do anything on the wall, in the dorm you probably don't have any refrigerator, because usually you put the magnetized things on the refrigerator door. If you do have a small space but you want a memo board like this one, you can use this. May want to put flower in the middle. And this one, I got this for like 20 cents, and it has an alligator clip, and you can just clip it here on this edge, and look at how pretty it is. So it'll be good for spring this way. And a good thing about tape, you can just retape it, change it again for every season. It's just so easy, and these things are just inexpensive. You can redo each time. And here is what it looks like hanging on the wall. I'm using this easel or this stand. They come in different colors like black, silver, and gold. And what I'm doing here is I'm just stretching it, because I am going to be creating or assembling something where I can use as a memo board. I have attached a small chalkboard that I got at the school supply section of Dollar Tree to a plastic paddle board. And here I'm showing you that I am also kind of molding or adjusting the size of this one, kind of like a form of a dress where it has a waist. And then that's what's gonna be hiding behind my paddle board. And I'm just going to be connecting it with hot glue as well as E6000 to ensure that it doesn't unravel or disconnect, because hot glue alone will not be sufficient. As you can see, it can be as ugly or messy at the back. Don't worry, it will not show at the front. So I'm just using some leftover E6000 here, and voila! After drying overnight, that's how it turned out. And then another bow or ribbon created from leftover materials, and then I'm just using my hot glue to embellish the handle of my plastic paddle cutting board. And then I'm just using this plastic tray. This is what I call the skinny tray from Dollar Tree. It comes 3 or 4 in a pack. I'm using these 2 placemats. I love this geometric design of placemats. This is so modern in style. So if you are staying in a dorm, if you don't really like farmhouse style, you can use this. So I'm showing here, there's a Made in USA imprint here. So please make sure when you're going to do this project that any imprint that you don't want to show will be at the back, because what I'm going to do here is making some envelopes. Okay, although Dollar Tree do sell some envelopes, I like this because it comes in the design I like. So I'm just folding it this way with maybe 2 inches or 2.5 inches overlap, and then where I'm pointing my finger at the very end of that curve there, I'm going to be marking with my pencil on each side, and that will be my mark, so that when I apply glue, I will not go past that mark. So I'm just applying it with hot glue, but feel free to use any stronger hold glue like E6000 or super glue so that it will not unravel easily. But for demonstration purposes, I'm just using hot glue, and it works well for me. It's still intact this way, and then just folding and then making sure that I press so that they connect well, and then just cleaning up any excess hot glue. And then I'm going to be repeating the same thing on the second placemat. So I'm going to be gluing the 2 together, and then I'm going to be attaching the 2 pouches together. So one of them will be underneath the other one. And then what I'm going to do is just place or apply hot glue or E6000 so that it is tougher or stronger, and then connect the bottom or back part of the top pouch, and then reinforce with more glue to ensure that they don't unravel. And that's my double pouch. In order to hang over the door, I would need to connect it to something, and I'm going to be using a shower caddy. You've seen me use shower caddies a lot on my channel. It's one of my favorite material to use. So I'm just going to be marking the bottom part of each hook, and then I am just going to be using my single hole puncher to create the hole. Now, Dollar Tree sells also single hole punchers, and it's at the office supply section. So I'm just making sure everything is lined up, and voila! I'm just going to go ahead and connect each of the hole to the hook, bottom hook part of my shower caddy. Now remember this magnetic frame? I'm going to be using this to hang memos or even reminders or even photos. So to connect it, I'm making sure that I leave about 1/2 inch on the top portion of my shower caddy. And then I'm just applying hot glue to where it will touch the back of the frame. And then pressing so that I ensure that it is connected. Again, you can use E6000 for a stronger hold, but I'm thinking I might disassemble this in the future, so I'm not using E6000. For the next one, this will contain some of the items that I can use, and these are just made of 4 empty rolls of toilet paper, and then I just put a cardboard at the bottom. This is where I can put scissors, pencils, pens, markers. And then here are some notepads that I can use also and place it in the skinny basket. So I have sticky notes as well as notepads. And then I just place that skinny basket there at the bottom part of my shower caddy. And here it is. So these 2 items are so functional, and if you live in a dorm, if you live in a small apartment and you don't have any wall space, then this will be the perfect ones for you. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you have a small space, you can use these 2 items here as your command center. See here, the clip on this frame can be used to hold a list, like a shopping list or a reminder list, and anything, even a photo. And then on each of this tube, I use them to organize my pens, my markers, my scissors, anything that I may need before I go. And then that skinny basket will hold the extra notepads, like the sticky notes, that I can stick onto the frame to remind me of anything. And I like that it fits perfectly into the slot of the bottom part of the shower caddy. So everything that I need is in this place or centralized here. Now this chalkboard is again perfect for reminders, or maybe if you do not want to use paper here and you want to hang photos there, then you can use the board for reminders. Now here in the pouches, you can use one as an incoming or in, and the bottom one would be the out. So for example, if there's some mail or bills, you can just put it there on the top, you know, anything that came in and you don't want to open it yet, and you can just place it there. And then the outgoing mail. Now the hook is perfect for holding car key, or even your badge, or even your probably bus pass, or you know, train or tram passes. You can use that as well. I love it. Again, even though you live in a small space, even in an RV, this would work. A tiny home, it would work. And a shared space in a dorm, it would work as well. And also at the top, I use the metal over the door multi-hooks from Dollar Tree to keep them in place. Thanks everyone. I hope you found that these collections are helpful. Let me know in the comment section which is your favorite. Have a great day. See you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.